Cian, how are you? Good to see you. Cian, I suppose first up, this is, I don't know how many times, do you know how many times you've played England in the Six Nations at this stage? Have you lost count?
I didn't count anyway, so I don't know.
Just on Twickenham, as a place to play, and with what's on the line, and potentially on the line, you know, how excited are you about going into this weekend and getting stuck into it?
Very, yeah. It's great stadium, great atmosphere. You get off your bus, you walk through the crowd. It's kind of on from then, and it's good buzz about it. I think we're just building our week nicely to look forward to that and to be able to enjoy that experience and kind of feed off that energy a bit.
Of the away venues, where would you rank them in intimidation stakes?
I don't know what an intimidation stake is. It's like the louder the noise, the more shouting. That's the better. That's the type of thing you want to play in, and I don't know if I'd call it intimidation.
Hostility, I suppose, then.
Energy. It's all a buzz. Yeah, it's up there. Hard ranking them. Like Stade de France has pretty powerful energy as well. Principality with the roof closed, you can't hear yourself think, so I think they all bring their own individual things. I like the getting off the bus and going through the crowd though. That's good.
Final one from me, just on your own, I suppose, recovery from the disappointment of missing out on the World Cup. How's your game been, and how difficult was it to actually get over that disappointment and get back to where you are now?
It was a tricky one because I only really had a day of disappointment the day after it happened, and then it was turn the page and get to rehab and how quick can I turn this around. Since then, it's all been pretty good. Minutes wise is probably the biggest struggle for me. Trying to pick up as many minutes as possible and play as much as possible. With that down, it's just meant for extra fitness, which is the bad part of it, running up and down the side of a pitch, but has to be done. Just trying to make use of my minutes when I get them, and be it 5, 10, 15 or 20 minutes off the bench, trying to have an impact and trying to do the right thing there.
Go on, Saturday.
Thanks.
Cian, you have 127 caps to date for your country. Very few players will get to that milestone. Why do you think you have? What has been different that you're still doing at this high level?
That's a good question. I don't know. I enjoy what I do. I love it. I come in every day. I love it. I don't know why it's made any difference. Made any difference for me. I think everyone loves what they do in here. So now a bit of bite coming back from a couple of injuries that could have put me off is somewhere to dig into, a bit different. I'm not sure. I don't know. A lot of luck comes with it as well, so I'm not sure what you can balance up there.
And this team currently, this Irish team, where does it rank in all of the Irish teams that you've played now? It's fairly competitive.
Yeah, it's without a doubt the most enjoyable I've been a part of. Just the way everything is, it's so orientated about looking after each other and about people's families being involved, about having a good time and about getting over your work. And the stresses that are in the group are all positive stresses. They're stresses about how we figure things out together and how we overcome something in our game that might be sticky for us or whatever. It's there's not a negative stress or fear around the building at all. It's such a good place to come and work and be with your mates, and I think that's probably been different over the years, where there might be like a couple of stressful evening meetings or walkthroughs, or there's more pressure than there should be on players. So I think it's pretty positive in that sense.
And there is a possibility that this weekend Ireland could win the Six Nations Championship in Twickenham. What would it mean to you to win another Six Nations?
Oh, I'll talk about that after. We'll go out and we'll bang out our best performance possible, and and if that happens, great, super stuff. You know, we've stuff to fix up tomorrow in training before we even get to performing on match day, and you know, it's a nice place to be in. It's a really good place to be in. Everyone has dug in and put the team in this position, and it's down to the team now to deliver for the weekend, and if all goes well, happy days.
Cian, did you feel your Ireland career was over when you missed out in the World Cup, and how special is this group that you're involved with at the minute?
I didn't think about it, to be honest. Like I said, I had one day where I was feeling pretty sorry for myself, and then it got into rehab, and it was how soon can I make myself available. The contact from coaching staff and management while in France back to me was good, and it was just, you keep doing your thing at home, and if you needed, you'll be ready. It was happy days. So it was just a 2-part deal in my head. I have to hold up my side of it, and if anything happens, grand, I'll be ready. That's the way that worked, and you know, I got back fit, which made me then fit for Leinster, which was fine. Happy days. It's a win and a win in my eyes. Unfortunately, didn't get involved in France, but c'est la vie.
What's your relationship like with Andy Farrell, and what's he like on a day-to-day basis with you, and how would you rate him?
Yeah, good. Good relationship. I'm not going out for dinner with him now, like, but nice relationship. Work well. He's a great bloke to be around, and just have such a high level of respect for someone who's so on top of their stuff, and who gets what people need. Is just an unbelievable understanding of people and what they need and what makes everyone tick. It's just it's what makes for a great environment in here and enjoyable to be a part of.
Right, Ian. We just talk a little bit about Ryan Beard. What's he like as a person, and what's his point of difference as a player from your point of view?
Very interesting person. He asks the wildest questions, and
For example?
not like he could come out with anything. Come out with a question about fishing or golf or something, just in the middle of anything, and his head just goes anywhere. It's brilliant. It's part of his makeup, and I think part of his makeup is also his detail and how incredibly on that he is. He's to the point of annoying. You know, if he's in the opposition team and you're repping through lineouts, he knows all your lineouts and just gets up in the space and takes them. So, as a point of difference on a pitch, he's a freak athlete, isn't he? Like he's clocking in GPS speeds like backs, and he's as powerful and as strong as any of the others. It's a special athlete to have.
Very good.
Finish with Anne-Marie. Sorry.
Cian Healy. As the weeks go on and expectations around the team kind of grow, how beneficial is it that 99% of the squad is the same as last year? Can you lean on those experiences?
Yeah, jeez, I don't know. I hadn't even thought about it like that.
Is it beneficial that you were in this place last year? You know what it takes?
Yeah, I suppose you know what it takes, but like it takes a lot of different stuff in different years, if you get me. They're not all the same. It's
What's
not
different this year?
It's not just a recipe for it. It's different this year. Is the 3 home, 2 away, so you're going to the 2 tough stadiums of France and England, and that's historically the very hard ones to go to. I think the players are all well drilled up from the management and coaching, regardless of experience in that. I don't, like, a lot of players hadn't got Six Nations Championship before last year, so it's a credit to how they're teed up and how they're brought up on their detail to perform in those environments and to perform at that level when that outside pressure is building and how to deal with that. And I think that's been pretty good. Like, we've the likes of Gary Keegan and Faz working with people about how to deal with the outside noise and pressure and what's seen in the media or what your mates might be saying to you, and how we focus on our bubble and what our language is about how we go about games.
Outside your bubble this year, have you been keeping an eye on England? What have you made of them under Steve Borthwick now?
There's a few differences, yeah. I think defensively they're going all right. I think off attack there's a lot of big ball carriers are missing. They all like Benny Villapalda and stuff, but Ben Earl and the like have been adding some serious venom to the attack. I think they're pretty sound structured, and I think what we'll probably more lean into is how their structure is going to deal with us, and how we can perfectly execute to stress that and make that struggle.
Thanks again. Thanks guys.
Cheers.